Welcome to the
You're
Lovecraft
not
Tapes. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a horror role-playing game based upon the fantastical fiction of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are Brian as Jack Whiteside in Dan Williams's body,
No voice.
Gabe as Roy Arroyo in Declan McDonough's body,
I don't get sick because I don't talk to children.
and Matt as Rocky Arroyo in Jack Whiteside's delicious body.
Oh, how quaint. It's a nautical-themed Pashmina Afghan.
With special guest Zach as Carl Kolchak Jr.
I'm just feeling really left out because I'm still in my body.
Slip inside, walk this way. All right, guys. Well, let's fire up the resonator to check for any new letters from beyond.
Oh.
What does your resonator sound like? That's it. That's it. Thank you. Oh, damn. The power's out. We need to sneak down to the basement to make sure no beasties have crossed through the veil into our reality. But meantime, if you'd like to send us a letter from beyond, drop us a note on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or our Discord server, where Matt likes to perform amateur osteo-odonto-keratoprosthesis when he's not busy with his trepanation duties.
True.
I said duties.
Duty.
Next up on the SMI podcast, duties.
Oh, God. Someone needs to go fix the resonator.
All right. So before we begin, we do need to take a quick commercial break. So let's roll that D100.
I forgot about that whole thing.
You got to believe in magic. Looks like we are looking at, oh yeah, this is great, Brian and Zach.
Brian, you're the straight.
I've got a great idea for
I don't think you can be the straight man this time around, Zach.
Yeah.
No, he has to be. It would keep tradition going.
I definitely think we should have an advertisement for a cough drop since it seems to be so prevalent today.
Hey, Brian, I'll take over for you, buddy.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Zach, you want to play a game?
Sure, Jeremy. Let's play a game.
Well, if you look right behind me on my bookshelf, I have the brand new copy of Osteo-Odonto-Keratoprosthesis, the board game.
Oh, I've been waiting to try that.
I know. I've been wanting to give my eye teeth to get a hold of one of those copies, so I finally did.
It sounds like fun.
It is. I mean, you roll the dice. I mean, it takes a while because it's actually an eyeball, and it just rolls forever. So each turn takes around 30 minutes.
Oh, I totally agree. That's a great length for one round of a game.
I think so. It really lets it breathe, or in this case, roll around.
And eventually that eye will kind of get a little warped and finally settle down too.
Yeah, unless it comes with a half full cup of coffee, and so sometimes that eyeball will just roll right directly into that.
I thought that's actually the object is to toss it into the cup.
That's one of the many objects, actually. Basically you roll your eyeball, and if it lands in the coffee cup, then you get to go around the board twice. You got to go directly to the dentist. Do not pass gas. Do not collect garbage by the side of the road. The traditional board game stuff.
Is it true that I heard the expanded rules you can actually get extra points by pulling teeth out during the game?
Yes, you can actually do that. You get molars are worth 25 points, as we all know. I mean, come on, the molars after all.
What about the wisdom teeth? Since you are losing wisdom, and
yeah, exactly,
they are a little bit more painful.
Yep. Wisdom teeth. That definitely that actually lands you in the engine room where you're strapped and handcuffed to a pole.
Oh, yeah. Well, that kind of sounds like my weekend sometimes.
Yeah, it's you have to actually find a ship first in order to be strapped to the thing. But literally, you have to leave your house, leave the board game, go to the nearest ship, and strap yourself into the engine room.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds fun that we can finally apply a real life situation into a game.
What do you mean? This is not real life. This is all fake.
I was gonna say like I said, that's usually my weekend.
Yes, that's what we've programmed you to think.
Lots of programming going on here.
All right, well, I'll just come on over and I'll get things ready. Pouring a half cup of coffee right now.
I'm looking forward to it. Especially since we're the only ones that can actually talk about the game.
Yes. And remember, Osteo Odonto Kerato Prosthesis, the board game, is available at all your local retailers, but it is a Target exclusive for the next year.
Awesome. And can't wait for the expansion where you can start pulling fingernails too.
Yeah, that's going to cost an arm and a leg. And we're back.
Well, since Brian can't talk today, I'm going to volunteer him to buy 12 copies of that.
I just want to let you know
No,
that.
no, he can't talk today. It's okay. We're all just gonna talk for him. And he definitely wants 24 copies of that.
Hello, I am Jack Whiteside. How are you all?
Should I fluff your pillows?
Not now, Brunhilde.
All right, well, let me check my books. Brian, I got you down for 10 units of that product and or service. Mm-hmm. Matt, looks like you signed up for 2 dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe, you requested 50.
No, I requested 54.
Oh,
Learn to read.
Okay, got it. And okay, and Zach, looks like you're on the hook for only a gross.
That's fine.
A gross.
I would go 2, but it's
Yeah, a gross.
Actually, can I get a barrel? Can I get a barrel's worth?
only if you roll them out.
All right, yeah.
All right, Zach, I got you down for a gross, disgusting, stinking, nauseating pile of 3. That's it. Just the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
that and a cord.
Zach, we're trying to support a podcast here. The least you could do is sign up all your friends and family and strangers, so our pyramid scheme has a slim chance of attaining the notoriety of those hacks at the Illuminati. I mean, guys, come on. If we get just three friends to sell to their 3 friends, and each of them sell to their 3 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on, we'll finally have enough points to order that Susie Bake Oven.
Didn't you already try that with the whole soul thing?
Yes, but I didn't write that one.
Oh.
So this one only counts.
I thought it was the Bake Susie oven.
Bake Susie, yeah. She's delicious.
I thought it was baked.
Baked Susie? Susie, what are you smoking? Come on now. Now, dear investigators, we continue. Chapter 9.
No.
Leapfrog. Previously on the Chiru podcast. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. Previously on the Lovecraft tapes. Doesn't matter because I replace that every time. Jack leaves Carl tied up in the cultist prisoner tent and continues his charade as Dan Williams, despite his growing anxiety. A friendly cook named Keijo reveals that he knows Jack's secret identity, having nursed him the past couple weeks with pigeon stew and other as yet unknown delicacies. Uncertain whether he should trust the strange man, despite the chef's assurances that he'd like to help, hello, children, Jack returns to talk with Carl again, only to find the prisoner is bolted for the hills. Meanwhile, Rocky's encounter with the one-armed man turns into a horrific encounter as the emaciated figure hurtles himself into the ocean, cackling madly.
That happens to most people who meet me, honestly, so it really wasn't that surprising.
Unnerved but resilient, the Arroyo brother makes his way up to the bridge where he finds startling facts in the ship's logs. Roy goes room to room below deck, discovering a strange series of set pieces that tell a tale of madness and cannibalism. Quite by accident, he happens upon the captain's quarters, a veritable treasure trove of information. And give me 2 seconds, I gotta shut the window.
And time's up. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. We had to kill Jeremy for forgetting to close the window.
I just can't believe there's no comment about the black light
Amateur hour
usage
here.
during the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you'll excuse
think
me,
you
I'm
guys
going
have
to
to
turn my
stop
phone
talking
all
too
the way
much.
up.
Loud noises.
Loud noises.
Where'd you get a hand grenade from?
Oh, no.
Antioch. Yeah, Zach.
Yeah.
All right. Jack, you like this Kolchak character, but just because he is a character doesn't mean he has character. Instinctively, you trust him, even though he's essentially led you away from a camp full of cultists who will certainly sniff out your disappearance in no time flat. Dusk is rapidly approaching, however, so maybe the night can give you some cover. As you hike up the side of the dormant volcano, keeping to the trees as they thicken and provide more cover, you see Carl. You see Carl Jr. huffing and puffing beside you.
Saw those
I
cheeseburgers.
know, I slid
Carl's
it in there.
Jr.
Of course, Dan's body isn't doing you any favors either. Every few feet, you find you need to concentrate on your steps or risk stumbling like a drunkard. Sweat runs into your eyes, stinging like battery acid. And your heartbeat is hammering out of tune, echoing a dull drumbeat in your ears. Your traveling companion says something and points up ahead, but you can't hear beyond the blood throbbing in your head.
Hey, are you sticking with me? You looking
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Do you have any idea what's at the top of this ridge?
Nothing good.
Are you sure you're going to make it to the top here?
I don't know. There's something wrong with my voice. It's like this body's taken over.
I just don't think it's just your voice.
What have you heard?
Actually,
Zip.
It's
wanna
an
take out my-
average size.
I should want take out my camera and take a picture of him
Whoa.
and just kind of like show him like you are not looking well. Are you? What is wrong with you?
That's my normal Sunday morning look.
And the photo that he shows you looks like what, Zach?
Grayish. You're looking a little under the weather, but you're looking a little grayish around the gills and just looking wore out.
I have
Sadly, I don't think
gills.
you actually have a gills.
Oh.
Not until we get to Innsmouth.
We need to get to the top as soon as possible.
This whole body swapping thing, is this for real?
I'm afraid so. I don't know how much longer I have in this body.
Have I ever, in my ramblings with different weirdness out there, ever heard of somebody doing this?
The body swap thing?
Yeah.
You tell me. Go
Only
ahead,
in
and
movies.
tell your own story.
I've heard a lot of weird stuff, but are you supposed to be in this body?
I don't think I am, and I think that's why this rejection is happening.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too. Yeah, I just don't. How long have you been this way? I mean, in another body, not like this way.
Honestly, I think only a couple weeks from what I've heard of people around the camp
A couple weeks that you've been in this body, or that you've
Yeah.
been here.
that I've been in this body.
No, because I don't know if you're gonna have very many more days if you keep up with this.
I don't think so either, but the world doesn't have many more days.
Is there any like? Obviously, there's a lot of weirdness out there that might have caused this, but is this magic related? Is there anything?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Is there anything on you that you marks, brands, scars, drawings?
I started stripping down. Look,
Not
at
too
me.
far, though,
Look
just
at
sure.
me.
Just curious if if there's a way to reverse this.
Honestly, waking up this morning was the first I realized it. So I don't know how long I was unconscious.
Oh, so you might have only been swapped for a day.
That could be.
Yeah, we need to get you back to your body.
According to that chef, it has been a few weeks that I've been in this body without knowing that I've been in this body.
Is that maybe from the old person that used to be in that body, or still in there somewhere?
Possibly. I do not know. Will you carry me?
Jack, why don't you go ahead and give me a psychology roll, please?
Okay. Oh boy.
And I do throw his arm over my shoulders just to kind of help him up this trail.
I needed a 10. I rolled an 18.
Okay. Thank you.
That's a success.
Nope.
At failing,
You don't have any idea what's at the top of this, though, do you? Is this where you were doing your rituals?
Not at this one. At another dormant volcano. But I think we're going to find something similar when we get up here.
Do you think that that cook is going to rat you out?
I don't even know if I can trust you, let alone him.
Well,
I just know I need to try to stop this before it's
I don't
too
own
late.
any weird robes and yeah, not
We
into
can
that
get
whole
on Amazon.
indoctrination thing. Do you think they deliver here?
Oh, I'm sure. 1-day delivery.
Sponsor us.
At the top is an Amazon fulfillment center.
You have lots of money, Amazon. We just need a little bit.
So you
Do you have a
come
credit
across
card
an
large
Amazon
enough to
locker.
order a helicopter?
Ooh, helicopter. Uber. Uber has those.
Uber?
What would a helicopter Uber be called?
Uber?
A Hooper?
Hella Uber?
It's a hell of an Uber.
No, yeah, let's get to the top of this
Okay.
this peak and check it out. At least maybe we can see from there a good way to get back out of this crater.
Yeah, let's keep moving. I'll do my best to keep up.
All right. So you guys continue to move through the trees, climbing ever higher and higher. You can't, because of the tree cover, you're unable to see below, at least from where you're currently located. But the sunset is rapidly approaching. And we'll say that you attain the what appears to be a clearing and a park of some sort. It appears to be a public park, so there are actually trail signs and that sort of thing. And you find the mouth of a trail leading directly eastward and what appears to be going downhill. And why don't each of you give me a spot hidden, please? Sleight of hand? What the hell is that?
Oops.
I think we call that... no, Zach, you got your... Yeah, it doesn't matter either way, but... Brian, you clicked the wrong thing.
It moved from where it was at.
I think you've been drinking too much Dimetap.
Nope, it's always been at the top.
All right, go ahead and shout out your results.
I needed a 77. I got a 29. That's very hard.
Needed an 80 and got a 56, which is a success.
All right, so both of you quite easily see the trail. We'll actually go here a little bit. I'm going to reveal a bit
It's
more.
just a
for
giant signpost in the middle of the trail. One arrow says cultist activity this way.
Exactly.
Congratulations, you found them.
Exactly. So you can see a trail that continues eastward and also loops back downhill. And shut up, cat. I'm still not going to feed you anymore. All right. And then we're going to move you to an overview of the island. Goddamn cat.
Take a shot every time you hear Jeremy's cat.
Exactly.
Drinking game.
All right. So I think this will give you a bit of an overview of the island. You guys are obviously at the very peak there that says Caldera.
Quick, Gabe, look away. We're not allowed to know this.
It doesn't matter. And this is the island of Ilha do Fael. I'm pronouncing that very incorrectly.
We apologize to anyone out there who actually knows how to pronounce
Exactly. And, of course, from here at the very peak of the caldera, you can see all the way to the coastline. That's what your guys' spot hidden was for.
Oh.
And, of course, Carl Jr., you recognize Horta because of the...
that. Whore.
Let me get that right. Yep, Horta. So Horta's in the southeast. And,
Where the port is.
Yes, exactly right. So the port is there, as well as there's an old armory. What do you call it? Bastion or Bastion?
Bastille.
The old Bastille is there. You know, the old Bastille.
It's a new restaurant.
Old Bastille.
And just as you recognize this, because basically it is becoming dusk, and you can see the lights twinkling in the harbor, and you hear what sounds like people yelling behind you.
Oh, Christ.
And we're going to switch to Rocky. My old buddy Rocky. Rocky.
Could you just ring the boat to us so we can hop on and get out of here?
Exactly. All right, here we go.
Who cares about the ghosts and stuff?
Ghosts.
Ruh-roh.
Rocky. The chart room is fascinating. A library of maps, logs, and manifests. It takes a bit of time to sort through, though. But you managed to piece together a rough timeline, and it's not heartening, to say the least. As near as you can figure, the last time this boat ever docked was to fuel up at the Lisbon port in 1999. That was, 2 decades ago? You glance around the room, noticing the bits of rust at the corners of the wall, the slightly yellowed quality of the papers in front of you, and the faintly detectable but unmistakable undercurrent of mold in the air. Just what in blazes does it all mean? You feel as though you're only now beginning to nip at the corners of a deeper mystery.
Looks like they partied like it was 1999. Am I right, boys? Huh?
Sorry.
Insert Darude Sandstorm here.
It's a Darude.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a ship of fools.
Well, at least now I have some idea of where they were going. It doesn't necessarily help me unless I can figure out where I am currently.
Oh, I get it, because it's the water current currently got.
Yeah, yeah.
Good joke.
funny.
Good joke. Good joke, man. Everybody, round of applause. Good joke, current.
That's my
I've
boy.
been sitting on that one for a week.
That's my boy.
For a day.
It's
or a
cli-
minute.
it's-
You're just sitting on it.
well, I guess I'd better go find Roy and see what he's up to. Guess we'll see what's over here now. And I'm going to walk through the door to the west of me.
All right. I will reveal that for you. I guess.
If I have to.
Full of gas.
Son of a bitch. All right. Let me find that for you.
It's a rodeo room.
Rodeo drive room. All right. We are on the bridge. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put you right there. Whatever technology had been on board once upon a time is now a tangle of gutted radio parts with a rusty axe embedded in a bank of electronics that looks decades out of date. Scrawled on the windows to the north and south are a familiar cry for help. SOS. Only these letters were inscribed with blood.
Well, there goes any hope of using the radio.
MacGyver could fix this in like 2 minutes. What's going on?
Excuse me while I find a paper clip, some chewed bubble gum, and a tube of toothpaste.
Duct
We'll
tape-
get this thing
duct
up and
tape
running in
fix
no
that
time.
in-
And duct tape,
Bubblegum.
yes.
Ugh. Gross. And, basically this is closed off except for the 2 windows to the north and south. And then the door that you came through, you do remember seeing a set of stairs outside the structure that would lead up to basically the roof of the radio tower.
Okay.
That's what these are here. Bink. Just the
Awesome.
F to the I to the Y.
So I guess I'm just gonna kind of keep scouting around. I mean, we're on a boat. There's only so many places that Roy can be. All things considered, so I'm gonna swing out and around to the set of stairs over here at the front of this room.
Okay, so essentially what you'll have to do is go back out through the chart room, out to the bridge, and then choose a door to go out, to go down. Or actually, you go out to one of those doors, and that'll put you on the level to go back up to the...
Yeah, I guess I will take the door that's further south.
Okay. The one that you didn't come through previously.
Nope, just
Okay.
just to be even.
Why don't you give me a spot hidden, please?
Oh my.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 2. That's an extreme success.
So you exit the radio room into the chart room, having already ransacked that part, back into the bridge, and you notice that a stroke of lightning illuminates the entire bridge because it's all windows, looking to the fore of the boat and to the
Microsoft Windows.
north and south. Yes, 3.11.
God.
And even though you're not really paying that much attention, you're kind of intent on getting back out onto the this particular deck, the bridge deck. You notice something odd. Through the 4 windows, you can see the forecastle deck, which is essentially just below the bridge, but to the front of the boat. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal that all to you, just for funsies. We'll call this the forecastle deck. How's that?
Not the 4-play deck.
Ooh, hello.
That rarely happens.
So the stroke of lightning illuminates the entire surface of the forecastle deck that you can see even though the windows to the bridge are fogged up. And you see, looking out onto the forecastle deck in the wet darkness, the elevated surface seems oddly textured, as if littered with rain-slicked cannonballs. And as you squint further, another flash of sheet lightning illuminates the omnipresent clouds above, briefly casting everything in sharp relief, revealing that the deck is not elevated at all, and those certainly aren't cannonballs. Those are the heads of officers, crew members, and passengers, packed like concert goers at a Grateful Dead concert, all staring out to sea in one direction. Sensing your presence, all heads slowly turn in your direction. You wish they hadn't. Long dead
Thank
flesh.
you, Cleveland. Oh.
I'll be here all week. Ah. You've been great. Long dead flesh sags from exposed bone, and white hungry teeth glow in the black perpetual night. As one, the bodies begin to shamble toward the stairs leading down to the main deck. I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll, please.
Why?
Oh, snap, son.
Why?
I needed a 70. I rolled an 83. That's a failure.
I'm going to need you to make a roll of D6, please.
That's a 3.
All right. Remind me again how much sanity you've lost
This
in the
will
last
be
24 hours?
In the last 24 hours.
And you should have, I think, on your character sheet, Rocky and Jack. Your sanity.
So far, so it's going to be 4 points total from this?
So your current sanity is 70. Yep. So it'd be 3 from this one. So it'd be 4 so far. Right? Because you started at 71 was your starting point?
Yep.
Got it. All right. So you're just shy, but however, you are going to incur a loss of self-control. So go ahead and describe to me what your reaction is.
Luckily, I'm wearing brown pants. So when I see them heading towards me, I'm immediately going to stumble back and around the wheel in the captain's chair into the chart room. I'm going to slam the door shut as fast as I can and seal it. And then I'm going to crawl under the table in the chart room and cover myself in paper in hopes that if they come in here, they won't find me.
All right. I love it. All right. Roy.
Smell fear.
Ooh, excuse me. It's the ASMR burping podcast.
You aren't excused.
All right, let's do Roy here. This will be fun.
Yeah,
Oh, you're in trouble now.
that's great.
Roy,
It was nice knowing you.
jackpot. You can tell already Rocky hasn't been in the captain's quarters. Boy, is he going to be pissed. With some effort, you pry your attention away from the comfy-looking bed, even though the mere sight of satin pillowcases and a cashmere throw blanket causes your eyelids to droop and droplets of drool to form at the corners of your mouth. All that good-looking booze in the minibar isn't helping your motivation much either. But if you were looking for secret treasure to loot, you couldn't have asked for a better place to roll D20 than the captain's desk, where books, and more books await your scrutiny.
All right. I'll roll a d20. I got a 3.
Now add your intelligence modifier.
Well, that's -3.
And
So it's a 0.
do I hit what? Do I have to do anything?
Tell me what you're doing.
Oh, I rolled the d20 so I could loot the desk, like you just said.
That was just for flavor. I'm trying to do the whole D&D meme. Keep that going.
But
for
we're
ya.
not in D&D, so it was just confusing. All right, I'll loot the desk then, and I don't have to roll anything, and I just find everything.
Okay, it sounds like a spot hidden to me, right?
Yeah. Oh boy, I needed a 70. I got a 2, and that's extreme.
All right. So you're searching the desk, and you find several things, actually. Number one.
Scenario that we're playing.
The scenario that you're playing, yes.
A pen.
You find some nautical charts, and okay, you find some nautical charts which clearly show that the ship is currently en route to Horta, one of the Azores Islands, from Lisbon, Portugal. That's the first piece of information you find from the nautical charts. Behind the charts, you also uncover a ring of keys.
Jingle, jingle.
So go ahead and jot that down on your character sheet, and essentially you can ascertain that since this is the captain's quarters and this is a ring of keys that was sort of hidden, these probably open up more than just this room. Finally, you find a layout of the entire ship.
That's good.
Nice.
And you find this tucked into what appears to be the captain's personal log.
A Yule log?
Uh-huh.
He
So,
dropped a personal log.
What I'm
You know
going to do
saying.
is I'm going to reveal the entire ship to you.
I
I know
everything.
you can't play this game because we played yesterday. If we played like 2 days ago, I wouldn't remember. But I seem to remember you saying that there was Portuguese dictionaries there.
There's
Yes.
also that. Yes, those were. You can have the bad spy novels, the French and Portuguese translation dictionaries, and of course the rest of it is what you're finding with your spot hidden.
Okay.
So yes, you can have access to those if you need them. And
I need the Portuguese.
Let me see if I can.
So we got Portuguese to French and French to English. Good luck.
Right.
Whatever.
Whatever. Okay, let me see here.
I can roll for French, and then maybe I'll just do better.
Wee wee.
Okay, I'm seeing if I can just kill the fog on this entirely. Let me check my settings.
Don't look, Matt. You don't know it yet.
Fog of War. Okay, now you should be able to see everything.
Ooh.
Wow, that's satisfying.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
So you've got the entire layout of the ship, some keys that you're not quite sure what they unlock, but you kind of guess maybe everything. And then this personal log, which is written in English. However, it is kind of scrawled by hand and a little bit maybe not perfectly easy to understand. So you will need to do a library use and spend some time if you wish to decipher it.
I will.
All right.
But I'm going to start with the Portuguese translation for that.
Okay.
For what I saw on the wall earlier in the scenario.
Got it. And let me find that.
I have it right here.
Yeah, me
You gave it to us in a
ayude
handout.
eu estu no inferno. So, yeah, you easily managed to use the dictionary to get a rudimentary translation.
Through the fire and flames we carry on. Wait. God damn it, Dragon Force.
It is quite clearly, help me, I am in hell.
That's what I thought. I thought it'd be something like that. Just because I took Spanish for 2 years in school. So, and I got a D minus. So,
See?
All right.
so I was close.
So I will go ahead and share with you the captain's log. Well, actually,
Okay.
I need that library use. Sorry,
All right.
before you can decipher it.
I have to say, what kind of captain doesn't have a collection of Christopher Cross CDs in his captain's quarters? That's all I have to say.
From 1999.
I think Christopher Cross should be in there in 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's true.
And CDs, yeah.
All right.
You don't have to spell it.
I got I needed a 69 nice,
Nice.
and I got a 21, which is a hard success nice.
Nothing better than a
Nice.
hard 69. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe an easy one?
Okay, I'll go ahead and share the captain's personal journal with you. And this will be in Gabe's. And save. There you go, buddy. And then we're going to switch back to Carl and Jack.
Coral.
That burger was great.
Playing charades all the way up the hill. Yeah.
Sounds like
Since he can't talk anyway, so.
one word.
Two
syllables.
syllables.
Cut my arm off.
Okay, give me a hatchet.
So, by your estimation, both of your estimations, it's probably going to take you quite a few hours to get down that hill.
You said this was a park trail that was marked, right?
Correct.
In the direction of the park trail, is there a visitor parking lot or anything like that? Basically, looking to see if there's vehicles somewhere in the near
Gotcha.
that we could borrow.
At this stage of the trail, it is clearly hiking.
Okay.
It is merely a trail.
I'm going to grab his hand.
You
We're
know,
going to run.
all right. So Carl Jr., this you recognize at least this part of it because you had been to Horta and knew the layout and were actually hiking up the trail in order to spy out.
That's the way I was coming up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
At least
Good.
part of it was, and you were able to get a ride, I believe, on a pickup truck is what I think we said.
Yeah.
Part of the way, and then you had to hike the rest of the way, and that's when you were taken prisoner.
I just kind of want to generally point to the spot where I got kidnapped, and it's like, just stay away from that spot there. It's obviously bad.
Again, by your estimation, probably a few hours down the trail. It's
We
probably
don't
when
have
you
to worry
were
about
taken.
black hoods for a few hours. Good. I'm not exactly born to be outdoorsy type. I'm more of an urban city guy. But does it look like there's any hope of going a straight line there that might be faster than probably taking a trail back and forth through the growth?
Sounds like a roll of some sort to me, doesn't it?
Well, if it's a steep hill, it is.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of asking, Jay, are you able to navigate through this foliage and stuff?
Yeah, I definitely can do that. Why not?
Yeah, I'll help you down this hill if you can pick our way down a little bit faster than following the trail. Which
I scoot behind him and push.
Roll for Sonic.
So I believe what we're talking about here is survival.
Yeah, we're leaving the trail.
Right.
I'm going to try to make a beeline directly down as the crow flies.
Does that sound about right?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay. So I would say that probably qualifies as
Swim.
very similar. You're right. So that would be a strength or dexterity check,
Oh.
which you will be taking a penalty to.
No.
Yes,
Nope.
48
See?
hours. So those are your odds striking off the trail.
Okay.
Now roll a d10.
No.
So probably not. You're not really up for it.
No, we're doing it.
You can tell that he is, like, again, gray around the gills, and you've witnessed his awkward, stumbling
Voice.
performance up the hill. You're surprised
You
that
don't-
he actually got this far.
You don't happen to have a weapon, do you?
Oh.
Weapon. Nope.
No.
Got a Zippo.
Are you bigger than me? I can't remember what you actually look like.
Well, let's
Drop
go.
him. Drop him.
Let's go back to back and see. I've got a bag of dead things.
Got a bag of dicks.
Spotted dick.
Sounds good. I don't have the stats. I don't think. Do I for Dan's height and stuff?
So
No, but
was
you
he
can
a
look at
big
his
guy or
size.
was he a smaller
Size
dude?
is like physical.
I guess if you're about average, just I'm going to hold your arm around my shoulder and we're going to jog down this track as fast as possible.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do it.
I was going to give you a piggyback if we had to, if you were smaller,
We
but
can run in slow motion holding hands if you'd like.
I think we should do that once we hit the beach, and then we'll
Oh,
do the
yeah.
whole Baywatch.
That's good
No.
idea. Good idea. Yeah,
You're not going to rescue
run it
anyone.
down to
with a damn
slow-mo.
good crime.
let's do it. All right, I said let's go.
Full
They're
on buddy
canine
cop.
nuts. Yep.
Sweet. All right. So you guys get about a quarter mile down the road, and quite clearly you're both running out of steam very fast. You are just not in shape for this whatsoever. And going up that hill took it out of you. It is, after a quarter mile, it is pitch black.
Okay.
You can barely see the twinkling lights through the trees now because you're
Use the
descending.
Zippo.
And
I
you
totally
hear your
the
pursuers
Zippo.
are closing fast.
Hey, Dios mío. It's mi
Uh,
malo.
If they sound like they're closing fast, maybe we should try to find someplace to hide just off the trail and let them go by us.
Climb a tree? We probably don't have the energy to climb a tree.
No, I think we should hide as low as possible.
Well, you know,
Separate
climb
spots.
is a skill.
I'm on a low.
It's also a strength and dexterity related skill.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
an
Shut up.
FYI.
Shut up. Okay, so I'm going to go off to the right of the trail about 30 feet and get duck down, lay flat in the brush.
Yeah. Can I use like the reverse of spot hidden to make sure he can't be spotted?
He closes his eyes.
Like if I can't find him, then they shouldn't either.
Yeah, let's see. Let me think about that, because you could
Roll
be wrong.
disguise.
You could be wrong.
I
right?
could be wrong.
So you,
I mean, I might be laying him in like, the equivalent of poison ivy because I have no survival skills. But I'm just trying to cover him with enough, leaves, branches
okay, so
that.
you're actually assisting him in trying to hide.
Oh yeah, I think
right?
we're both gonna hide. Yeah,
Gotcha. But you're helping him first, is what I'm hearing.
yeah, because he's not looking so good.
Okay, that sounds like a disguise roll. So go ahead and roll that, both of you.
Like I said, you sure like spot hidden? Just
Yeah, I'm good with disguise. I think disguise sounds like fun.
I think this is going to work great. Yep. I needed a 5. I rolled a 46.
I
He's
failed
standing
better than
straight
you.
up in the middle of the forest.
I
If
need
I
a
look like a
5 and
tree,
got a
they'll think I'm a
34.
tree.
Yeah, you guys definitely suck at trying to disguise yourselves as part of the landscape.
We're doing jumping jacks.
The best you could hope for is that your pursuers roll a fumble on their spot hidden, or listen.
Hold on.
And it
Can we
sounds
tell
like there's
how many
quite a few.
people?
It's
Oh.
a
Hold
lot.
on means hold on.
And you're pretty sure that you hear dogs.
Oh,
You didn't
Christ.
like grab a grenade or anything? Or-
I'm going to take out this Ziploc bag of dead things, open it up,
Mhm.
and throw it way down the trail,
Like further down?
further down from where we're hiding.
Okay.
to draw away like the dogs?
Whoopa, whoopa, whoopa.
Okay. So you throw it. Go ahead and give me a throw roll.
Okay.
That's a skill, right? Throw.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course it is. I mean, humans can't throw
That's-
unless
that's
they have
the
a
thing.
skill. Need a 20. I rolled a 41. I ate what's in the bag.
So the bag
throw
of
like a
dead
girl.
things is really just like a bit of mold and things that
Right.
Dan had
Yep.
collected. So it doesn't really weigh that much, and it just kind of flutters about 20 feet from you.
All right.
This is a public trail, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. If we have to run into them, unless they shoot us right away, I'll try to talk our way out of this.
All right, then.
Maybe. You sure you didn't grab like a rocket launcher?
Take out my keys and throw them? No.
Maybe
Wait,
it'll be
I have
distracted by the
nothing.
shiny dangly object.
I have absolutely nothing.
I do kind of want to ready my asp in my hand just in case I have to hit somebody.
Mhm.
Not that it'll do much good after the first blow or two.
Okay.
That's it. That's what we got. So bring it on.
I'm not clear what you guys are doing. First, you were hiding.
Oh,
you didn't hide very
Yeah,
well.
I think we're
You
gonna
threw something
hide.
down the thing, and that didn't work so good.
I think
Okay.
we're still planning on trying to hide unless they
Yeah.
roll really badly.
Stay with
and,
the story.
and the dead parts are to distract and maybe draw the animals, away
animals
from
away.
us. So we're still hoping. I think they go by.
Yep.
Still saying you should have used the Zippo to set the hillside on fire. That really would have thrown him off.
Yeah. In a wet forest.
All right, let's see what happens here. No, you fucked it. So yeah, you guys are essentially just doing your best to hide yourself within the leaves and foliage, and poor Dan / Jack is just wheezing up a storm.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's about ready to have a fucking heart attack. Is what it is.
Yeah.
And Carl, you're just sweating profusely, like anything could smell you, no problem. Your shabby clothes are just soaked.
The sort of white suit doesn't help,
And no, it definitely like stands out like a sore thumb for sure. And your pursuers just gradually, easily close in, and they snap you back up. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. And you see that it is Cygnus who is leading the pack. He doesn't look winded or anything.
Mhm.
And as the burly guards manhandle you and handcuff the both of you together. So you got one cuff on each hand. That's kind of nice. That's buddy cop, right?
Mhm. Now we can run in slow motion.
And Cygnus says,
Well, now we can do all the cool moves like clotheslines, and now is the time to escape. That was actually the plan, to get handcuffs so that we could use it as a weapon.
I don't think Cygnus is human.
you can take your wet laundry and make a clothesline,
Yeah.
and it'll dry that much quicker.
What t-shirt contest? Woo woo.
And Cygnus leans in and says, I would like to thank you, my friends, for sticking to the trail. That made it a whole lot easier.
I caught him. He was trying to get away.
I'm just trying to get back to town. You took me off the trail. I was just trying to do some sightseeing. Come on, I don't have any clue that you guys are doing anything weird up here. Are they all in cultist clothes?
Oh yeah, they're all like basically he's
I
wearing
see
won't tell
nothing.
anybody.
I don't want to know anything about this, the robes or anything like that. Just let me get back to town.
Well,
I promise I won't say a word.
well, unfortunately, I cannot take you at your word, my friend, but I would like to let you in on a little secret.
No, secrets mean that you then might want to hurt me. I would prefer not to know anything.
Oh, you won't
Just let
be
me-
hurt, my friend. You come back with us, and we shall take care of you, at least for the next couple of days.
What happens in the next
Plugs
couple
his
of
ears
days?
and starts going la la la. Can't hear.
Why don't
you.
we return to the camp in my tent, and I will be happy to tell you more.
Ooh, you got a date.
And he turns on his heel and
You're coming
starts
with me,
walking.
evidently.
And yep, you are pushed and dragged and pulled back up the hill towards the encampment.
Nice.
Let's switch back to
Fine.
Rocky.
But by the way, every time they push me, I just have you not heard of freedom of press? Stop this. You're not allowed to abuse a reporter.
My lawyer will be coming in contact with you.
Ooh,
Gross.
gross. All right, so Rocky, you are cowering in the chart room. And slowly, you cower.
Oh,
You slowly, your fear starts to subside, and cold logic comes back in, and you realize that, maybe covering yourself up with like some, couple papers probably isn't the best way to disguise yourself. I mean, that's something that Jack would do.
exactly. That's obviously it's because I'm not in my own body right now. It's quite uncouth of me.
Maybe that's
Stand
why you
up
did
and-
it. You're in Jack's body.
Stand up and kind of dust myself off and straighten off my clothing.
Why don't you give me a psychology roll, please?
Oh, you failed dusting yourself.
Oh, I needed an 80 and I rolled an 80.
Just spend it. We're gonna die.
All right.
You know what? No, screw it. Just for fun, I'm gonna spend the 7 points of luck, which brings me down to 52.
So as soon as you think that
52.
this is something that Jack would have done, you get a flash. He's a master of the universe.
Aha!
You get a weird sensation of being dragged up a hill. You feel this pressure on your left wrist, and you smell pine.
That's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
And you also smell you for just a moment you feel like almost panicky, like your heart starts to hammer a little bit in your chest. And you hear somebody say quite clearly in this empty room something about freedom of the press. And then you snap back to the chart room, and you're back in another peal of thunder occurs outside. The rain's hammering.
Pound.
Oh, that was rather odd, but
Let's forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
it seems that through whatever kind of magic caused us to swap bodies, that
You gotta believe.
there still retains some sort of connection to the original soul that was in this vessel at one point. Interesting.
He talks to himself. What a creep.
I wonder what Rocky's doing right now.
Rocky.
Well, I mean, it's an audio podcast, so I have to say something.
Thank you.
No. Internal
sit there quiet,
monologues
Lug.
are the way to go.
He is now pondering.
No, I'm internally monologuing. You just can't hear it. It makes
That's
for a great
better.
audio podcast.
That's better.
Next.
All right, so I'm gonna head back out of the chart room. Well, actually, I'm in the chart room, so I'm gonna peek my head through this door right here and see what's over there because I
Oh.
haven't been through that door yet.
Okay, yeah, staircase leading down.
All right. I guess I'll take it down.
Okay. Clomp, 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 clomp. You find yourself in on the upper deck level,
Upper
which
Woo-hoo.
let me think about this for a sec.
He's a witch.
And okay, so you're about halfway down the stairs to the upper deck from the bridge deck, and you can hear something coming up the stairs just below you that you know lead down to the main deck, which is where you know you saw those things starting to move.
I'm going to pull out my gun at the ready with the flashlight, and I'm going to very slowly creep the rest of the way down the staircase,
Mm-hmm.
and then try and like lean up and over the railing to see if I can't see anything coming up those stairs.
And indeed, you sneak around and just take a peek so that you can see the loop back. Basically, they're just like, hard to describe, but they're stairs
Yeah, just
underneath.
like
not spiral, but like what,
yeah,
they're just underneath
it goes
each
down
other.
and then
Yeah.
I know it. I get it.
Yep, leading down to the other deck.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I don't
and,
get it.
and you
Explain it.
definitely hear this sort of sliding, almost drippy sound. And against that wall, that far east wall, and actually on the closed door that is directly opposite the staircase, you can see shifting shadows as something is coming up the staircase. And you also hear from outside the door that you know leads to the north and the main upper deck where the staircase was that you ascended to the bridge deck. You can hear something moving out there as well. By your estimation, there was probably at least a few dozen people out there on the forecastle deck. Like I said,
Lovely.
the entire crew and perhaps other folks.
That's just amazing.
Easily a couple dozen.
So start your inner monologue. Pause for effect. Good. And now speak.
So I'm going to very quickly kind of shuffle back along the staircase to the door that's directly opposite of it.
Okay. So you step into the hallway. Who's laughing? Sliding toward, and as you're approaching that other staircase, which leads up, you can now see several figures coming up that staircase.
Who took him out of the package?
And they're basically like 20 feet from you. Just now ascending the stairs.
This is Sparta.
Well, I can just tell them that it's over because I have the high ground.
That's true.
Anakin.
So I'm going to line up with them coming up the staircase. Go. Well, we're in a metal box, so this might get a little bit noisy. And I'm just gonna take a shot at the first guy coming up the staircase.
So you're standing in front of the staircase, right?
Yeah.
Looking down. Okay, you're now about 10 feet from one of these clearly zombie critters, and you can see there's probably about 8 of them coming up.
Nice. 8 is enough.
What? No, it's not.
All right. I'm gonna take that shot and I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
try and aim for the head.
It's your one chance.
I needed a 74. I rolled a 72. That's a success.
Okay. And so, yeah, was that supposed to be damage there, buddy? I think you're supposed to
Alright.
roll the
Put the-
weapon
How
itself, right? And it'll
dare
do the
you,
damage.
sir. How dare you?
There we go.
Got it.
Still a success, and I did 10 damage.
So you fire off a round at the first guy, and this, you can quite clearly see that this was probably once upon a time the chef. He's wearing a bloody smock.
Oh no, children.
Hello. Why bad? Oh, sorry.
The
How's it going,
Worcestershire
children?
sauce got out of hand.
Yeah, okay. And your bullet enters his left eye. A spurt of black ichor trickles down onto his cheek. It does not exit the back of his head, so the bullet is lodged in his brain pan.
Cranium.
And he slumps to his knee and rolls back. The other 7 continue. And you hear a creak of a door opening, a hatch opening on this level. Roy, you have now had some time to take a peek at the captain's personal log. You want to share anything that you've learned for the listening audience?
Sure.
Not really an internal monologue, but you know.
Take your time.
I'll take my time.
And maybe just
I go
just
whatever
read it.
speed I want.
Yeah, just read it.
I was gonna, but then Brian got lippy, even though he's sick.
Sorry for Brian.
All right, so starting, it says 25th October, but I'm not Euro, so I'm not going to say it like that. October 25th, 1999. Setting off for Horta after refueling. Received transmission from home base. There may be a trawler in need of rescue. October 26, 99. Bad squall day. Lost one of the lifeboats. Should be able to get a new one in the Azores. 27th, 99. Got a strange feeling this morning while looking into the maps. Seems we should have reached sight of land at this point. Did the squall set us back? Instruments seem to be working fine. Must confer with the engineer. 28th. No dawn today. All is black. Compass says we're on the right track, but all we can see is open water below and darkness beyond. 29th. Huh? Crew is getting nervous. Don't blame them. Should have arrived by now. Doc has locked himself in the hospital. What's he working on down there? Undated. It's been days, weeks maybe. No sunrise, no sunset. All the clocks have stopped. Crew seems to be hungry. Staying in my cabin for now. Undated entry. I have no heartbeat. Undated entry. Roy is better than Rocky. He said it, not me. Don't
Yeah,
get mad
sure.
at me.
Sure.
Scribed in blood.
Tune in next time as we play another reel of the Lovecraft tapes. Thoughts, theories? Have at it.
Not a fake.
Zam.
I thought he was joking for...
I did too for a second. Oh boy. Zach, I think we're in trouble.
You think you're in trouble?
Yeah, I
guess
think we're
we
in
should've.
trouble.
I think we should just guess went straight down the hill.
Yeah. Shit,
I think I'm
even just
alright.
rolling and falling like in the movies. Romancing the stone. Whee!
I kind of blame you. You should have went and got some weapons and
Right? Yeah, I was not
You know.
prepared. I wanted to just find you and then talk to you, but we started to go downhill.
Quite literally.
you're more of the last action hero kind of guy. I'm just
It's
like
true.
the sidekick.
True. And now I don't have my bag of dead things.
But just remember, sidekicks usually win or survive at least. You know,
It's
sorry, you're probably done.
Hmm.
Evidently,
I mean, you've
yeah.
already died once. You're already in somebody else's body. So
Haven't you ever seen a Dirty Harry movie? Come on. They all die.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun
Gabe?
next episode.
I'll trade
Matt,
you with
any
a
theories?
speak on the boat, though.
What's going on?
Right?
I don't have many theories because I stayed in one room for a whole episode.
That's true. But hey, what a room, right?
Yeah.
It is a nice
You,
room.
you found everything. That was a great roll.
I kind of was hoping you'd come out of that room that you're in and just, you heard a fire shot go off and just come out guns blazing.
I was gonna ask if I would have heard the gunshot, but I was busy reading, so I didn't.
I can only imagine, the steps are, those just those iron steps that you can see through, and all you're seeing is some feet up there. You don't remember what kind of feet he has, just shooting right in the back of the leg, because that just sounds like it would be so.
He just slices his Achilles.
I have so much. I have to really concentrate on reading. It takes a lot.
Same.
No, I was like, well, we could end it with the gunshot. That would have been, but we already started with that was, so it's kind of anticlimactic. But I thought I like the I have no heartbeat. Boom, and then we just kill it there. So
that was
I can't believe the last line of this episode is going to be about how Rocky sucks.
that part I'm actually going to nip. I'm already editing in my head, so that'll probably go at the end. So that'll be an outtake.
Oh, see,
Fun
that's
blooper.
that's where the episode should end and Royo's better.
And Roy's better.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
But we already knew that.
Yeah, how did the captain know that? That's what's so weird.
He's just
How does he know he has no
can
heartbeat?
feel it. Yeah, there was no. He said the doctor wasn't around. He's not qualified to know if he has a heartbeat or not.
All right, guys. Well, let's get going for some hashtag recommendos. So roll that Sweet D100. When I say Sweet D, Sweet D goes to jail. All right, that looks like everybody. So it's going to be Brian going first, followed by Matt, Zach, Gabe, and Zach, me, then Gabe. Right? Yeah, Gabe's going last. Brian, start us off with your Sweet D.
Okay. I just started playing this game yesterday with my daughter. It's hold on one second. Sorry, guys.
Tag? Was it Tag?
Yep, she kicked my butt.
Ring around the rosy?
Who's Rosie? It's called Child of Light. It starts out with a story. This king is left without his queen, but he has a daughter, so he's raising his daughter alone until he meets somebody else and marries and starts to focus on his new wife instead of the daughter. The daughter falls ill and dies. You are the daughter. You become you're playing the daughter who's trying to find her way back to the light. So you have to, it's a side scroller. There's interesting combat. It's not like a standard, like a Mario where you have to kill as you're running and jumping. When you encounter an enemy, it pulls you into a turn-based combat. And you have different things that you can attack with, magic, swords. You can put a shield on yourself. It's really interesting gameplay, and it's really cool art. I think I looked it up. I think it's like $15 right now on Xbox. I'm not sure on other platforms, but Child of Light, it's a really cool story. It's the first game that I've shown my daughter, and she's like, can we play that when we get home after we went to the movies yesterday? So that made me feel good that she was getting into a game that had a good story. So check out Child of Light. We're chapter 3 so far. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's a pretty good story. And you've got like every conversation you have with a character in the game is a poem. So each line rhymes, and it's telling the story as it goes.
Nice.
So check it out.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. And that sort of the description that you have reminded me of Rhyme. In a way.
Yeah, and I'm wondering. I didn't have a lot of time to do research, but I'm wondering if it's a similar development for it. I'm not sure who the developer is, but
yeah, and it
does remind me of that too.
My second question is, what movie did you see?
I was wondering
we
the
went
same
and saw
thing.
Dora the Explorer.
Is it live action?
Live action, yep.
Oh my
with
God.
the monkey is animated, and I could have done without the fox. Swiper. Yeah.
Viper's
He-
the best character.
Yeah, but he was
Clear.
animated and he was annoying in this movie. He would have been good. There's a scene in it where some spores get into them and then they become animated, which was pretty cool to symbolize tripping and having a. But overall, I had a lot of good adult humor in there that was hidden. They did a good job with that, and she was entertained. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
All right.
All right.
Definitely
I don't know,
a
man.
rental.
College humor did it
Definitely a
first.
rental, though. Definitely
Okay.
a rental.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not IMAX.
No, not IMAX 3D. This was the smallest theater that
D-box.
I've ever been in at an AMC theater, so
Sweet
it was pretty
D-box.
crazy. Like seats 40.
Nice.
So yeah, Child of Light was an Ubisoft game.
Oh, thanks,
Oh,
man.
very cool.
I appreciate that.
Booby soft.
All right, keep it rolling, Matt. You're up next.
Oh boy. Well, I'm also gonna recommend a game. So today I'm gonna say you guys should go out and play Dicey Dungeons. It's a game by Terry Kavanagh, the guy behind a couple of very hidden games that no one has ever played, like Super Hexagon and VVVVVV. Basically, what it is it's you take on the role of one of 6 characters in a game show hosted by Lady Luck herself. And it comes off as a dice rolling kind of deck building roguelike game. So all of your moves and everything are done via dice rolls. And as you go along the game, you get different cards, which are different pieces of equipment that you use to kind of build up your abilities. And you use the dice that you roll to fuel those abilities. As you climb 6 different floors to the boss battle. And what's really interesting about it is not only it's really easy to pick up, but there's a whole lot of depth to it, especially because there are 6 different characters, and every single character has their own play style and special ability. Like you have a character who's a thief, whose special ability is that he gets to steal one piece of equipment from the enemy every turn. You have a robot who doesn't roll dice; he gains dice by playing kind of like a push your luck kind of blackjack style mini game. And you also have an inventor, and as the inventor you get a new piece of equipment at the end of every fight, but you only do so by having to destroy one of the pieces of equipment you currently have. So each hero is totally unique and different and have their own independent play style, and they're all a lot of fun. And like I said, it's really easy to pick up, but it's a game that's going to have a lot of depth and a lot of skill involved in how you plan your deck and what equipment you take and what fights you pick.
And
So
what was the name of it again?
it's called Dicey Dungeons, and it's on Steam for $15.
It's outrageous.
Hey, Matt, can I borrow $15?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Brian, can I borrow $15?
Yeah, Zach, can I get your credit card?
Sure. Right. Go right ahead.
All right. Speaking
Nobody
of
asked
Zach,
me.
you're up next, buddy.
I'd like to recommend Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. Recently got it. Definitely a more streamlined horror game from Fantasy Flight Games. Really enjoy it, especially because unlike the other, both Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror, the board is components that can change between which ancient evil you're fighting, so you don't have the same board every single time. So I like that it has a little bit more replayability that way. I will say the only thing I'm kind of disappointed about is it only comes with I think 5 ancient ones to fight. Hopefully more expansions are on the way to increase that. But the rules are pretty streamlined. It took me like maybe 30 minutes actually reading the book and figuring it out. It's not as complicated as some of the other Fantasy Flight games. So really, really cool. Just really recommend it. Like I said, it's just like everything else. It's just like the original Arkham Horror, but the rules are a lot easier to understand and comprehend and actually have fun with. And you can either play it by yourself or up to 6 people.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah, I've been following that particular game, and it looks really awesome. I like the streamlined quality of it. I'm just worried it's going to be too repetitive. So I look back at my case here, and I have Mansions of Madness, which I think is kind of similar. But I also have Cthulhu Reign Pandemic. And then I've got, what's the other one? I think that's it. Oh, a buddy of mine has the other one, which I think is maybe Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. And I have Arkham Horror the Living card game. So I'm like, do I really need to invest in the 3rd edition? My wife's going to kill me, but, we have a lot of Cthulhu-based games right now. And although I love the look of it, and it seems pretty cool.
Well, I had the 2nd edition plus the Elder Core, which is the whole world. But it's kind of nice. The board actually fits on a normal size table as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it still has a lot of components to it, but with the 5 up to 5 discs that make up each neighborhood of the town, it simplifies a lot of things. So it's it just seems to be a little bit easier than the other horror games. Now, I still love Mansions of Madness, though. That's still like my ultimate favorite there.
Yeah.
But this is a close second for that whole series.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to continue along here. And in the tradition of these guys picking games, I am also going to pick something that's completely different. I'm going to recommend this thing right here. It's the Alctron PF8 Studio Microphone Acoustic Filter. You can ask any of our cast members here, including Zach, that on the Lovecraft tapes, I'm always striving for better audio quality. And whether that's tweaking your settings or moving your microphone closer to your mouth or kill your pets and or babies, whatever it takes as a podcast listener, I hate when a podcast has too low volume or too much noise in the background or distracting sounds like a cat in the hallway.
What?
Yeah. I hate all that crap. So I bug these guys nonstop to, so that we have better quality than most other podcasts, hopefully.
Yeah.
And, of course, I'm on a Mandy-style revenge quest to destroy anything that will hurt my beloved podcast audio. So maybe that's taking it a little too far, although I'm a big Nick Cage fan. But I really do care about it, which is why when I saw a photo of this acoustic filter from fellow podcaster Ralph Garman of the Ralph Report and Hollywood Babylon fame showing the foam filter, I was pretty intrigued. So I immediately checked Amazon and eventually wound up on eBay, where I found it for about $30 and shipping from, I think, San Francisco. So podcasters, listen up. If you want good quality, you want this accessory because it slips over your microphone like our Blue Yetis. That's what we all use. And provides complete protection from extraneous noises, except for cats in the hallway. And it has a built-in pop filter, which is pretty cool. It snaps in and out of the front hole here. So there's no more hiding in your coat closet. I know some podcasters actually do that. That's how Cthulhu and Friends got started. No more telling your kids to shut up while you broadcast, although I highly recommend you tell them to shut up as much as possible. No more random buzzing from computers or monitors. This is the next best thing to recording in a sound booth. And although I'm no expert, I've learned a lot of things over the couple of years that we've been doing this about improving podcast audio. So if you're a fledgling creator who's looking to venture into podcasting or wants help improving what they already have, feel free to drop me a note, and I'm happy to help however way I can. I love promoting and supporting other fellow podcasts like the Lovely Craftians.
Yes.
So that is my recommendation, the Alctron PF8 Studio Microphone Acoustic Filter.
Nice.
Yeah. Go out and get it. $30.
Okay.
And Gabe,
you so.
close this out, baby.
I'm going to recommend a game.
All right.
It's called Once Upon a Time, the Storytelling Card Game. It's the kind of game that like you could make yourself if you weren't lazy, because the cards are kind of just not needed. So the process is the game itself. So the goal is to complete a story. You are dealt these cards, and on them each they have like characters, events, aspects, and interruptions. And what your goal is to use those cards to tell a story to meet the ending that you draw at the beginning of the game. And so you're playing and you're telling a story, and once upon a time there was a king, and you put the king card down. And your goal is to use all your cards and get to the end. Meanwhile, all the other players are trying to interrupt you and use their cards too. So there are just certain interruption cards that let you interrupt at any time. But there's also a thing where if you say something and they have that card, like just through telling your story, if you say something like he had a brother and they have like a brother card, they can put the brother card and now they control the story. And then they're telling the story trying to meet their ending. So they're changing, and then if you ever come back, you have to try and get it back on track with your ending. And it's as fun as the people you're playing it with are, because you're just I'd say when you play it, your goal shouldn't be to win. Your goal should just be to tell the most fun story you can tell. And it's great for parties. You're all just laughing, telling funny stories and having fun interrupting each other and trying to get to the end. So that's Once Upon a Time, the storytelling card game.
Cool.
Very nice. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound cool and creative.
Yeah.
And because you're telling the stories yourself, you'll never play the same game twice.
Right. That's cool. Replayability.
Unless you have boring friends.
Yes.
But yeah, that's why I said it's as fun as who you're with.
That's when you just shake
The
them
problem
like,
with that game
"Do
is that you have to
something."
have friends.
Oh.
You could play it yourself.
I win again.
I told myself a bedtime story.
What's sadder is if you can't win by yourself.
That is more sad. You're right.
I keep losing.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. And Chiro, thank you for watching. And Oystein, thank you for watching as well. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts, or podcasts, either way. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our hashtag recommendos and social media channels, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our Discord server, where you can chat with us in real time. You can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
And if anybody wants to hit me up with them hashtag zombies, you can find me on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
And if anyone wants to tell me their stories, you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe.
And if anybody can help me find my voice, please give it back to me. I just want my voice back. At Brian Podcast.
And nobody can find me anywhere except for here, but I kind of like it that way. So.
And his new address at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Until next time, roll for
5.
Xanadu.
Xanax.
Xanax. Well, we don't roll for that. We just open up the pill box and slam it home. All right, that's good.